Hi. Hi, this Bartholomew. I'm about to begin this hangout. I couldn't meet with my group mate. That's why I'm providing this hangout myself. So this week I've gone through the case of home plate case study. It's actually one of the cases that I really like so much. So I've gone through it and I've prepared um, my analysis. But I couldn't come online to be able to share this video with my colleague because I was not having access to internet, and I have to wait for this while before I have to come together and do this video. So on a quick note, I will skip the formality for the first one and two questions regarding the group meeting. That is a prayer and the scripture taught. Actually, I've done that this morning, so I'll skip that one. So this is what I've come out so far with the analysis. So looking at the various questions that have been asked in the case study. So I think one thing that I've liked so much about this case is that Lexi was able to create a business around her passion, and it seems so promising that the business will flourish. With over 1 year, she was able to get over 3,000 customers, and profitability of the business prompted to going for additional round of funding. My hypothesis for this case is that startup cannot grow to reach its potential without additional growth funding from investors with the varied options. I coined that hypothesis based on the case, what we really found in the case, because at one point, Lexi has to look at the potential for growth for the business, and also focus on how best she can be able to raise additional funding to support the growing need of the business. So now this is the analysis that I have done for the questions that we are supposed to answer. So when I look at the first one, Lexi actually started a business with her own money, and she issued herself that of 100,000 shares. And so actually she began with owning 100% of the share in a company. But when she brought in an angel investor, actually that share is going to reduce up. So these are the various calculations that are made for for question number one. So bringing an angel investor, meaning that she's going to split the company into two. So the angel investor is going to take 50%, and Lexi is also going to take 50%. Oh, quick. This calculation, I should have done it a little better. There'll be some function. So she has to split the company into two when she took a 50,000 investment fund from the angel investor. meaning she has to give up 50% of the company to the angel investor. With a second option, that if Lexi was supposed to raise another fund from an angel investor with a share price of $2. In that case, I actually did a calculation. So I just divide this share, the total investment, the $50,000, by the $2. So I got Lexi will retain 25% share, and angel investor also have 100,000 shares. So when you do the calculation, you got to realize that the angel investor actually probably is going to own 80% of the company. Oh, no, quick. The angel investor is going to own 80% of the company, and let's say 20%. When you the angel investor, with the next option, she's going to when she going for the VC fund and the angel investor with the options of raising $300,000 with a share price of $2.50. I think she's going to Lexi will maintain 37% of the company share, and the angel investor will take 90%, and the angel investor will take 44% of the company share. But I think that is not a good deal for Lexi at this point. So at this point, the total shares that will be issued will be 270,000 shares, and with a convertible debt. A convertible debt, Lexi is going to own 42% shares in the company. The angel investor will own 8%, and the potato VC will also own 50% share, and they are going to issue a shares of 240,000 shares. So when we look at the various options that are on the table, I think it will be more appropriate for Lexi to look at using a convertible debt option to be able to raise the additional financing for the business, because at this point she's going to issue 240,000 shares, and she will be maintaining 42% of the company. And when you compare that with the previous options, that she has raising $50,000 from angel investor and $300,000 from the potato VC, she's going to issue about 270,000 shares of the company. And at that point, she is going to maintain 37% of the company. So with the options on table, I believe that if Lexi she'll go in for the convertible debt, because in the case we realize that the convertible debt shares, she's going to have it at a discount of 10%. 10%. So I think it is much better for Lexi to be able to use the convertible debt option to be able to raise the fund to support the Series A of the company. Another thing that I think that Lexi should be aware of the next time when she's going to raise an investment, she should carefully plan for and know what actually she wanted for the money for before going for that distance. Even though she said that she wanted to raise funds to support the growth of the company, it is important that she have a specific plans of in the case we don't know what actually she's going to use that money in terms of supporting the growth of the company. So I think if she has a goal that she wanted to accomplish, based on that, she can be able to look at the varied options for raising investment. I think this one case that I actually like so much because the case is actually not too long, but it has a whole lot of insight that again from this going through this exercise was valuing a company and how to be able to maintain a sizable share of a company when you are raising a fund from an investors. It is very important for an entrepreneur. I have never thought of this exercise before. I think this is my first time of going through this whole process, trying to figure out how much shares she should be able to have. So the lesson that I've learned from this exercise is that even as somebody who have the desire, strongest desire to pursue a startup after graduation, I should be looking up to other varied options that I have on the table, try to do my marks very well in order to get a much better understanding, to know what precisely I really want and which options offer me the best opportunity to be able to raise the fund that I'm looking for, and also to be able to maintain a sizable share of my company. Because if I didn't, if I should go to the investor and raise a fund, that's at the end of the day, I've given up much part of my company to the investors. That is not going to motivate me to be able to do more. But if I'm able to retain a sizable share of the company, I think it to be a good thing for me, and I will be able to have that desire to pursue whatever I'm supposed to pursue. And I think it's a good exercise that I'm going to learn from this experience and continue to practice what I've learned in this class. Thank you.